Good afternoon, everyone. I'm James Cromwell. Governor Josh Shapiro's budget proposal would invest more than $280 million in our public transit systems. How much of that money would come here, and what would our agencies do with it? Our Seth Kaplan live in York County with the details. Good afternoon to you, Seth.
Hey, James. Good afternoon. Yeah, as you said, $280 million, if you want to be technical, $282 million specifically would be coming to all of Pennsylvania. $5 million, a little bit more than that, would be coming to Rapid Transit. You see here the bus is pulling out here behind me. And Rapid Transit is our region's biggest transit agency. Not the only one, though, and money would go into all of them. To Lebanon Transit, for example, to Red Rose Transit in Lancaster. Local leaders talked about why they see this as an investment that will pay off in terms of folks who use these buses being able to get to good jobs, for example. I asked PA Secretary of Transportation Mike Carroll how the spending will benefit maybe suburban and rural Pennsylvanians who, let's face it, might not ever get on a bus.
They don't need to get on a bus. We have transit in every county in this Commonwealth, from the smallest rural county to the city of Philadelphia. And shared ride is that transit service in rural counties. So admittedly, there may not be a traditional fixed route bus or a train, but in the most rural of counties, including Northumberland and Columbia and Montour, clearly rural counties, and York in many ways outside of the city, the use of residents across our state with the shared ride program is transit.
And I asked him that in anticipation of what we might hear from Republicans, some of whom are more skeptical of the plan to spend this money on transit. We're going to hear from one of those Republicans coming up later. Have that and more for you tonight at 5, right now live in York. Seth Kaplan, ABC 27 News.
Seth, I thought that was a really good question that you asked him about the people who don't necessarily live in the cities using these services. Are another part of this proposal in investing this money into buses, though, are they trying to get more people to use them?
They are, and there too, there's sort of a trade-off between how do you do that. And Rich Farr, the executive director of Rapid Transit, actually talked today about maybe in the past some transit agencies kind of tried to do too much, tried to be everything to everybody, and what you end up with is a lot of kind of very infrequent buses going in very circuitous routes that don't really end up helping very many people. So they've been trying to straighten out those routes, run them more frequently, and maybe not everybody gets a bus, but maybe they're more helpful for the people who do use them. So a lot of trade-offs there you can imagine in terms of trying to make everybody happy, but actually run a service that's useful to the people who are using it.
Yeah, very interesting. All right, Seth Kaplan live for us there in York County. Thank you so much for that this afternoon.